Good day, folks. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, me, Maxwell Starr, and we're going to do a Bring Your Own Beer edition again. I know we did one last week, but our choices are a little limited right now, obviously, with things going on. And in light of what's going on in the world today, we're going to do our favorite quarantine beers, otherwise known as what beer did you stock up on before you went into hiding? So let's introduce the panel that we have with us tonight. We actually have six people here tonight.
Let's still look like 7.
1, 2, 3. And let's take a look at who's here, starting with Redbeard. What? Did you bring
hello.
How you doing, and what did you bring tonight?
Seems out of focus.
I'm probably out of focus. Stupid OBS. I'll fix it in a minute. I'm doing well. Hope everyone else is also doing well. And I brought a can of Blacksmith Smoked Porter by the Highlander Brewing Company because I have a fair amount of Highlander beer on hand. It's not necessarily the one I stocked up on, but I do have a variety of Highlander beers on hand just because, Highlander. So,
very nice. Yeah. All right, and next up we've got Dan from Calgary, Alberta, from Booze Reviews CA. You sent me all those awesome beers. How are you doing, and what did you bring?
I'm doing really well, and I actually brought myself stuff that I sent back to myself when I was in BC. Oh, nice. I've got Diamonds Are For Never. It's a honey oat double IPA coming from Twin Sails Brewery. As you guys know, I love my Twin Sails. So that's what I've been drinking tonight. And I thought 8.3%, that's a good start, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Perfect start for the evening. Fewer beers you have to drink means you can stock up on more.
Exactly.
And get the same kind of drunk. And chances are you're going to enjoy them.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I imagine that's also the same approach that Mr. Craig of Kent Beer Reviews did. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah.
From Kent, the UK.
Good.
And what did you bring?
Yep. It's a local brewery. I got them last Monday. Anticipating the shutdown, and then that happened. But I can still get stuff delivered to my door, which is pretty neat. Yeah, so it's from the Wanson Brewery, and it's their SS Richard Montgomery American Pale Ale, 4% ABV. There's a bit of a storyline behind that, and I'll go into that later. But yeah, all good there.
Nice.
Cheers.
All right, and moving on over to Greg, who I don't think we even have to ask what brewery he got stuff from.
They do home delivery now because the retail store is closed, but these are purchased by me. I don't like getting shit delivered because then I have to meet them downstairs and stuff. It's a complicated process. So I bought these before they decided to close the retail store. Now, I don't know. I could have researched this, but I don't remember. But I think we've analyzed both of these, haven't we, Nick?
Just the Canuck. We didn't
Just
do
the
Octopus.
Canuck. Okay. Well, eventually we're going to do Octopus. So what I am bringing today is not this, but both. I'm going to cuvee them and then review my cuvee. And of course, I'm going to do the cuvee in the best glass possible. The brewery that's all about bringing things together, Founders Brewing Co.
Fuck you, Greg.
So here we go.
I was gonna ask how you're doing and everything, but now I don't want to.
I'm doing okay. Better than last week. So
yeah, a little less stressed out.
A little less stressed out. Well, it helps that instead of like 20 people, we've only got 10 at the office this week. So it's a little bit less stupid than it was before.
So it cuts your chances of being infected lower, but it's not perfectly low.
No, but I mean, I drive in every day. It's kind of actually cool being able to drive in and not be in traffic, and that's kind of neat.
Oh yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah, you must not be used to driving around places where there's no traffic, like I do
not
every
in
day.
Toronto. I mean, Etobicoke's not so bad, but like Toronto, like downtown Toronto, is just basically
gridlock every day of the week.
Most of the time, but so it's kind of neat. Except now the cops are out in force, so like you can't really go that fast. So I'm that guy in the Camaro that's going 30 over while all the dudes in the Civics are just blasting past me going like 60, 70 over. I'm like, that's okay. I don't want a car impounded, so bye.
Nice.
Smart choice.
All right. Speaking of smart choices, let's see what smart choice Ashley Sexton brought tonight.
So before, I don't even know how long ago I did this, but I did a like two online orders, and then I went to one brewery to stock up. So I just had like a nice little stockpile of beer. So this isn't necessarily a beer that I go out and I get all the time. It was just one that I picked a 4-pack up, and I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I did it in preparation of quarantine. So I guess that qualifies as a quarantine beer, and it is Darkness on the Edge of Town. It's a black IPA, 6.5% by Sawdust City. And
That is a great beer.
Out of all the beers I had ordered from them in that whole package or order, this was probably the one I enjoyed the most. So
Very nice.
I think my review of that beer is coming out tomorrow, funny enough.
And what brewery was that again?
Sawdust City.
Oh, right. I did know that. Oh, I forgot. All right, so let's get over to the beer that I brought, and I decided.
Blueberry.
Trailway.
Say what? No. I stocked up on the beer with Ashley's favorite label, which is Evan River Cordelia.
That's not my favorite. What are you talking about?
No, everybody hates that label for some reason.
Oh, that is a little weird. Yeah. Oh,
I did sneak the blueberry in there just as a joke.
Fire blueberries.
Now, I stocked up on that. I did stock up on some Trailway as well. So, but for the purposes of this thing, I should get into my description of it when we move along to why we brought it. But we don't have any comments right now except for Ashley Sexton saying, "Cheers, everyone. What are you drinking?" But I'm guessing 2 viewers, one of them might be Eric Gilbert. Anyway, if anybody's out there is actually a real person and watching this right now, let us know what you're drinking. Come on, there's nothing better to do tonight than watch PeerTube.
You could make love to your significant other as long as they don't cough on you.
Shit.
Depends if there's. Well, that's supposed to be essential service now, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move along to Redbeard. Other than the fact that you sometimes work at that brewery, why did you bring that beer? And what's your history with it?
It's one of, if not my favorite porter that exists. I've pretty much always got a can or two in the fridge. And ever since becoming more acquainted with the people at Highlander and being able to get it kind of without paying for it. It's it's chocolatey, it's roasty, it's fucking delicious, and I'll put this up against any porter out there.
So you're saying is you like it not because you get it for free?
In spite of that, let's say that.
All right, so moving on over to Mr. Dan. First of all, what's your history with the beer? Second of all, why did you choose that one to stock up on?
Well, now the fact that I really enjoyed Twin Sails overall, and getting a bunch of their beers all the time, I actually like it. Now for this one, I had this one last year when they brought it out, and it was absolutely delicious. So bringing it back, I had to get another couple of packs of them. But again, like with Twin Sails, I've always go out of my way to see if someone can pick some up for me and ship them my way. And I mean, like some certain red beards, I do have a certain like for a brewery that I can't help, but I don't get mine free. I actually spend a lot of money for them.
Very nice.
You'll get to red beard level eventually.
Eventually, yes. Well, I did get a free 4-pack when I went to visit their brewery 2 weeks ago.
You're almost there.
And they gave me 20% off on my stuff, and they're really nice. So
Sweet. All right, so let's move over to Craig. What's your history with the beer you bought, and why'd you bring it? Why'd you stock up on it?
Oh, it's a local brewery that I've had quite a lot of their beers this year, funny enough, from Cask. Earlier on this year, before things have gone the way they've gone. And I just kind of wanted to support a local brewery, just keep them going. Hopefully that will help them through, and something will be there the other side kind of thing. So yeah, so I went and bought. I didn't get. I think I got 2 or 3 of these, and a bunch of others. About 12 beers, whole sort of a case. They home delivered for me last week, and yeah, so I've got a few more bits and bats. Had a few other things from already, but yeah, so I wanted to kind of support local brewery and all that sort of thing. So traditional kind of had this on cask kind of generally a cask beer brewery. So yeah, we'll go into the story in a minute. But yeah, I've had this a few times before, and get into that in a minute.
Very nice.
It's like,
It's not that bad.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's move over to Greg, who I don't know if we really need to ask. We already know why Greg likes GLB. But why did you decide to stock up on this, and what's your history with this stuff?
Well, first off, my history, literally never had this before. I don't think I've ever cuvées these two.
The Cuvée before.
So I've never actually had this combination. Well,
Cuvée.
I'll tell you, I started sort of when the coronavirus was just becoming starting thing. I ordered Sawdust City, which I also have a can of that Dark Edge of Tomorrow, whatever the hell that Ashley beer is called, and it's really good. It's funny, they seem to refer to dark things, and those are the good beers. Like the Uranus one is really good too. Those are my 2 favorites of the ones I got. So I picked up the 24 pack of their Sawdust City shit. Drank it pretty quickly because this whole thing has made me into an alcoholic. I've got like two cans left, and then GLB announced, "Oh no, we're closing our retail store." And of course, I always have stuff GLB shit in my fridge. But then I panicked and I went and bought a case of each of these, plus some other like less things of other stuff, like more Beard of Zeus and more Solstice. And then they announced, "Hey, we're doing free delivery." I'm like, "No, well, I got it now and don't have to worry about it for a while." So the reason I like these is because they're always drinkable. Especially this guy can drink a bunch of them and not get completely annihilated. This one, not as much. And this guy costs $54 for 24 tall boys, and this one costs $72. So they're both pretty good values.
Pretty
for what they are. And it's very convenient to go to them because they're not like far away from me, and now they'll even deliver to me, so even more convenient. So that's why I'm going to continue to buy their shit. Although I am going to use this opportunity to try and look at some more beers from Ontario that I may not be familiar with that'll deliver to my lazy ass at the door.
See, that's some pretty good prices for what you're paying. You said $54 for 24 of those?
54, 72.
Okay, so even then, Canuck Pale Ale is a solid pale ale for the price.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
It's
it's regardless of price, it's legitimately one of my favorite pale ales. Like, there's a few I like about the same, but it's one of my favorites. And then this is also legitimately one of my favorite IPAs. So the fact that they're a good price and I can get them really easy is a bonus. But and they both kind of have that GLB taste. Like when you drink enough GLB, you kind of get that GLB. It kind of has that signature taste. I don't know. I'm sure Ashley would know what it is, but I don't know if it's their malt or their grain or their yeast or whatever. But it does. They all do have sort of a similar taste to them, and I seem to like that taste. Funny thing about history of Canuck is I hated this beer the first time I had it in like 2011.
Me too.
Whenever it was.
Probably like when it had hops in it, that's why I hated it.
yeah.
Well,
that's bitter.
That's quite possible. It's funny if you actually watch Chad the Albino Rhino's review of this beer from way back in the day. I believe the same year, 2012, 2011. He actually hates this beer too. And it was funny. That's part of the reason why I started watching Chad's reviews. Like, oh, this guy agrees with me. He's cool. And because I was actually went online, I had to find a way to justify my hatred of this beer. By the way, it was called Crazy Canuck.
Now you're buying 2/4 of it.
That's right. Yeah.
It was called Crazy Canuck at the time too, and it had a loon on it. You can see that. You can probably look that up if you're that interested. Nobody is. And apparently they've changed the recipe quite a bit over the years. So the beer I had in 2012, although I probably would like it now, it's probably doesn't exist anymore. This is what it is. But just interesting about that. I mean, I don't know. I think this guy's changed over the years too, but I don't know.
So I did the math. Your octopus comes out at $3 a can, which is and the Canuck Pale Ale is $2.15 a can. That is stupid
That's
cheap.
stupid cheap.
I thought it was $2.25.
You said 52, right?
54.
That's like
Oh, okay. Sorry, I said 52. Yeah, so
It's still a really
54.
good deal. It's a really good. It's like 40 cents off what you pay at the LCBO. I think it's $2.90 a can
less
right now.
than I paid for you got double what I got.
Well,
And you paid less. Like,
considering typical LCBO prices for a craft lager now are like $3.25. So
Yeah.
here for $1 less, you're getting a pale ale of the same thing, and for basically the same price, you're getting an IPA with
More
more
malts, more
alcohol.
hops.
And as we know, more alcohol is always better. Always.
you know it.
It's a great combination for you there, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I am very confident I will survive this coronavirus thing, even if I get it.
Liver
But I'm not as confident about my
We'll be
liver.
fine. You're fit.
Liver's giving up.
Liver regenerates itself.
Yeah, no,
It'll
it's
kill the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go over to Ash. Before we do go over to Ash, I just want to say, it isn't really such a great value when you combine the two, though, Greg, because now you're paying $7 for the Kubi.
yeah, but I'm drinking 2 cans.
Two beers.
I'm not
Fair
pouring
enough.
half of it in and dumping out the rest.
Oh,
Give it to the cat. All right. Moving over to Ashley. What? All right. So, why did you pick that beer, and what's your history with it?
so I have no history with this beer outside of the last 2 weeks, I guess, because I'm pretty sure my beer delivery arrived last Monday. Yeah. So Soda City, where anyone in Ontario is aware of it. We've all had it. I've never made it out to the brewery. It looks like a great place. I watched your video on it, sort of, and yeah, I mean it's just a staple name around here. I've just never gone through and done a online order with them. I've been tempted to in the past, but shipping's a bitch and stuff like that. But I figured, yeah, I
got the free shipping.
Yeah, I got the free shipping because I was like, I'm going to be, staying at home pretty much. I mean, I was thinking about what was going to be happening like about a month ago. I think that we did a beer analysis like a month ago. And that was when the one NBA player got popped for Corona. And I was like, this is going to get really bad. So I already had it in my mind. I need to stock up on beer. I got the Sawdust City order because it was free shipping over $100, and I was like, yeah, whatever, $100. It's not a big deal when you think about the amount of beer you're going to be getting, and it's free shipping. So I loaded up with I think half of my order was like their IPAs, and then the other half were like more sessionable stuff that I could drink during the day. I guess the more day drinking beers, and then I got the IPAs for the evening beers, and yeah, exactly right. I mean. And overall, I think a black IPA is a very maligned style. A lot of brewers or breweries don't really produce much of it. It's an oddball style. So I didn't really know what I was going to get when I ordered this beer. All of the other beers, I sort of knew what was happening and what was going on, what to expect and stuff like that. This one sort of delivered in a nice way. So I was happy to have picked it up. I don't know if this is a one-off style for them or if this is something that's on rotation for them, brewery only. But
I think it's the only black IPA I've had from them. I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's not too many breweries who will have two black IPAs, if not even just having one. So. So to sum it up, I think from the entire order I did at Sawdust City, I think this one was and the other beers were tasty in their own right, but I think this was the standout for me. This was the one that surprised me the most. So I like being surprised. There we go.
Right on. All right, so bring it back to myself, and I'll explain why I decided to go with Ham and River. Nobody really needs to know that either, but or needs to ask that, I should say. Why did I just go with this? Well, my history with this specific beer is that I think the first time I ever had this was at the Big Axe Beer Fest in 2018, That's my first and only check-in on this, but I do buy this now from time to time because now that they started canning it. And of course, if you can't guess, Cordelia is a Tragically Hip reference. Shane is a big Tragically Hip fan, and he kind of brewed this in tribute to Gord Downey when he passed away. And it's his Juicy IPA, which if you read the description, it's like, can't get it in focus, I'll read it. It's brewed with award-winning American-style IPA. I think he won something that like the Maritime Brewing Awards or something like that. Complex, powerful, the Tragically Hips, Cordelia, Citra, and Mosaic hops. I'll just say that. Anyway, the biggest reason why I stocked up on him and River is because, well, I stocked up originally on Trailway beers, but now that we're in a week into the quarantine, I've drank most of them. So I had to get more. So one of the things that they've been doing lately, and I've been supportive, especially of local breweries doing this, is that River will actually deliver, like take e-transfer and deliver beer right to your door. So I've been taking advantage of it. I did this the second time, and I wanted to replenish my stocks of IPAs. I love IPAs, especially love juicy IPAs. Not necessarily have to be hazy, just I love IPAs in general. And what's Hammond River's best IPA that they currently have canned? And that's Cordelia. So I stocked up on, got a whole bunch of those delivered to my door actually yesterday afternoon. And I've got a whole bunch of them to go through, as well as my remaining stocks of Trailways. So, yeah, there you go. And I'm sorry to admit that I did buy a couple of blueberries, but I didn't buy as many as everybody was kind of expecting they would.
We should do a dual review of that. I still haven't drank mine.
Yeah, I've got 2 cans of it if you want to do that, sure.
Fucking blueberry ass.
Yes, blueberry. Actually, and anyway, I won't sing the praises of blueberry on this channel. It's too stereotypical of me. Let's go back to the main account and just shoot the shit for a while, because are we ready to give ratings or not? Let's just have a few minutes to talk and drink beer.
So is it safe to say that Twin Sails is the Trailway of the West Coast?
Actually, it is up there. Because if you look at the major ones on the West Coast, you're looking at Four Winds. You're looking at, well, you're looking at Twin Sails, Yellow Dog. Oh God, there's a few of them. I mean, you can look at Steamworks too.
They're a little big though, right? Steamworks.
They're actually not that bad. Well, it's not that they're. Well, because they're
like the Amsterdam.
A little bit, yes. Yeah, so they're up there. But I mean, Twin Sails is getting a little bit better. They've actually started throwing out some more stuff to Alberta for us, which is kind of nice to see. But you have what they call Brewers Row, where you have Moody Ales, Yellow Dog, Bakery is now on there now too. Twin Sails, Parkside, and I think there's a 6th one showing up there, all in pretty much walking distance of each other.
Oh, really? Eh? Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, like I went, the first time I went there, I went to Twin Sails. I'm like, oh, well, cool. All right. Well, we'll just park over here. And I parked in the Yellow Dog parking spot. And I was right next door to Twin Sails, literally next door.
Oh, shit.
So, but I mean, like it's kind of unique to see that, and like if you want to go for a walk afterwards, you go along, and there's the ocean front right there, and it's kind of nice to just sort of hang out there. It's a small little town in Port Moody, and there's a lot of different things, but they're doing a lot of bigger beers for a small brewery that they have.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It was interesting just to sort of go there and check it out, and I was like, wow. You guys have this small little location, yet you guys are supporting now Alberta and BC.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's getting up there. A lot of people do like Twin Sails.
Cool.
So
Nice. Now, with Twin Sails, I've had stuff from Steamworks. I think there's even a couple of beers from Steamworks I can get here, but I forget which ones.
Yeah.
What's the other one you mentioned? There's Steamworks, Twin Sails. What was the other one?
well, there's also Yellow Dog. They're getting bigger.
Who makes Fat Tug?
That's Driftwood. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But that's in Victoria, not Vancouver. So
Fat Tug
they're
shows
both
up
in
here
BC.
now and then.
Yeah, they're in BC. So
Driftwood sent me a package a while back.
I gotta talk to.
Did you give them some good reviews?
The
Or just
beer's
shit
pretty
all
good.
over their beer?
The first one I ever had was Singularity, and I had Singularity as my 75 subscriber special or something like that back in the day, and
Mhm.
I was not ready for Singularity. And that was
kicked your ass.
I took like 2 drinks, I think, and like basically went and threw up because I couldn't handle it. And then like ended the review being like, I can't do this, and like everybody was like, how dare you? You didn't drink, you didn't finish it. Never thought I drain poured it, but no, I forced myself to like sit there, and like that was the one beer I had that night. I just like sipped on it the tiniest bit throughout the night.
Now that's I'm assuming an imperial stout.
Barrel aged, yeah.
Barrel aged, yeah. They have different.
And this bottle
ABVs.
was given to me. I think it was like a 2012 or 13 bottle that a friend of mine that was like, "Hey, you're doing these beer things. I have this beer that I had for a while. Here, have this." And it was just like sitting around in her basement for years or something like that. And I'm like, okay, it's good. And yeah, it was. I'm sad that I didn't try it when I was ready for it, because it would have been like one of the more aged beers I would have ever had, probably.
Yeah. Well,
up there with that like Long Dark Voyage that Nick and I had.
If it wasn't stored properly, it really could have been a bad beer, and it really wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I'm not even. Well, again, I'm not sure because my palate wasn't ready to handle it either way. Yeah. So it might have been fucked up, but regardless, I finished it.
There you go.
Slowly.
Even though you barfed it up.
Barfed it up.
And that was just the first little bit. It was okay.
Did you consume the barf?
I did not. The barf went into the toilet, so
you didn't finish
come
the beer.
on.
You didn't finish the beer.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't trigger the bidet by accident when you puked in the toilet, did you?
You didn't have the bidet at that point in time.
Yeah, this was years before the bidet.
Oh, damn it.
That would have been funny to watch.
See, Redbeard had the tremendous gift of foresight a year and a half ago and installed that bidet, and we all laughed and mocked him, and now he's the one that's laughing.
He's the one that's laughing with a clean asshole now.
No need to hoard toilet paper over here, baby.
I mean, there was the time he prolapsed his own asshole, but otherwise it's okay.
Well, he is single.
You crack the fucking dial on that bidet. It can. It won't only clean the outside of your anus. It'll get right up in there.
I believe the term is enema. At that point.
Long dark voyage to Uranus is not something we need to think about.
Well, no, it'll be a long bloody voyage to Uranus.
Long dark voyage to Redbeard's anus. All right.
I've never had. They do make the long dark bloody voyage.
Cool.
I've had that.
Yeah, I've never had it. I'd like to have it.
Yeah, they had it at the very first Stillbite Around Beer Fest, and me and Lee tried it.
I don't think they've made it in a while, actually.
No, I don't think it's been made since, has it?
Not that I know.
What was it? They throw fruit in it or something?
It was was it cranberry or was it cherry?
It's basically just Blood of Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, well, early version of it.
Maybe
because Blood of Cthulhu's got cranberries, cherries, and raspberries.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't think it was that complicated. I'm looking it up on Untapped right now.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I think it'd be blood orange or something. Would make sense for the name.
Dark Voyage to Uranus.
I'll call Bloody Long Dark. Okay.
It was raspberries.
Oh, raspberries.
So now they call it Viva Los. They call it Viva Los Stout now.
Oh, I'm sure that tasted nothing like Viva La Stout.
No, probably not.
All right. So anyway, Redbeard, I'm going to come over to here and what's your final thoughts?
On your
what's your rating for your beer and at a overall and at a style and overall?
This Blacksmith smoked porter from Highlander, overall enjoyment, I give that an 8.5, and the style 9.5. Like I think like I said before, I put that beer up against any other porter out there. There's some Imperial ones, Baltic ones, whatever you want to say, that I've had that are Imperial, and Imperial, in my opinion, usually means better, but as far as a straight up, well, again, this being smoked, that's kind of a variation of just a normal porter. I feel like the smokiness adds a real nice depth of flavor to it, and Highlander, I've said this many times, don't make a lot of exciting beers, but check them out if you're able to, because every beer they make is a very, very, very solid example of that style. And I've never had a bad Highlander beer. I've had some unexciting beers, but never a bad Highlander beer. So, cheers.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I've had that beer before, and it's good. I'll just say that it's probably the best thing I've ever had from the Highlander. Although I'd like to try that Imperial Stout at some point.
It's nice.
Can't remember if you sent that to me, but yeah.
No, not the Imperial Stout. I might have sent you something by Highlander, though.
You sent me 2 things by Highlander. I just got to remember which ones they were.
I think I sent you one of the Mars and the Amable du Fond.
Oh, that's what it was, and also the oh crap.
Oh, the Wee Heavy.
Yes, the Wee Heavy. That's the one.
I remember you saying you've had the Wee Heavy.
Yes, but I haven't reviewed it properly, so I got to do it again.
Nice.
I was gonna say I have had that porter before, and I do enjoy it. So one of the better Ontario ones for sure. And I appreciate the fact that they use a smoked malt in it because it actually gives it a different complexity.
Agreed.
Claire.
She's nice.
All right, so let's move over to Dan Beard.
All right. So for the beer I've got here, I've always given it a high score. It still gets a high score. Now I'm trying to remember which. Sorry. So for the beer itself, it is an easy drinking beer. So, God, I haven't done scores in a while. Crap. So we're looking at which two we're looking at here?
For the style and then overall.
Compared to others in the style, yeah.
So for the style, I mean, like it's really, it's a good style, but it's also an original style. So out of 10, I'm going to have to go with an 8.5. Because, I mean, not many styles go oats and honey inside their stuff and make it a double IPA.
Now, I'm sorry, honey or honey malt? Or does it say?
Oats and honey.
Oh, honey.
Like there's actual honey in it. So it's basically water, malt, oats, honey, hops, vanilla, and yeast. So, I mean, that's the original style right there. And they've pretty much nailed it. For enjoyment, well, 8.5, I think I said it was, and it's almost gone. It doesn't taste like an 8.5. It has a good sweetness on it. It has the bitterness of the IPA. So this is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. I mean, I really do like what Twin Sails do, and they nail a lot of their styles beautifully. What?
No, sorry, I was reading the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
sorry, no, you're good. Sorry.
Oh, that.
Reading the chat, there's no comments.
I'm like, wow, that was a good laughter at the very end. Timing, dude. Timing.
Yeah, context is good. That's funny.
All right.
Sounds like a good beer. I'm sorry, hold on. Dan, what do they state which hops they use in there, or do you know what
No, they don't. I'd probably have to look it up, but they don't say what. You know, most of these places say hops. I mean, I'm glad that they don't say just beer on here like some places do. No offense to any Northern Ontario breweries, but yeah.
You know, New Ontario has the best ingredient system in the world.
Beer, raspberry.
What's in this concoction?
Yeah.
What is this liquid? Beer.
Okay, so let's move along over to Craig. Hi, Craig.
Right, I'm just going to do a quick history of the beer, and then I'll quickly go into other bits. So this beer is named after the SS Richard Montgomery was an American Liberty ship built during World War II.
Oh, cool.
And it run aground in the Thames Estuary on the 20th of August 1944. But it was packed full of explosives, and it's still there to this day, being monitored by. If you do a Google search on Wikipedia, it gives you a whole kind of background who Richard Montgomery was, who's an Irish soldier, an officer, blah blah blah. So that's that story. It's brewed with Simcoe, Columbus, and Centennial hops. Yeah, the Coast Guard monitor, the wreck to this day. And I've actually seen the wreck as well.
Oh, cool.
I've
actually heard that story. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just set the how much explosives are you talking here? Why not just set it off and make it more
It's enough to throw a tidal wave into London, isn't it?
It would destroy probably a large area of East London.
So what's the point of just watching and waiting and hoping nothing? Like, what's their plan if it does go? Like, what's the point of even watching?
They could, if they tried to clean it up, they'd detonate it.
It just, I don't know. I feel like there's a better way to deal with it than just waiting and watching. I don't know.
Probably. So yeah, that's that. It's a, as I said, it's a traditional cask beer, but in a bottle. And I actually prefer it in a bottle than on cask. I very rarely give kind of scores of this kind of cask type beer. Anything, no, generally doesn't get up to an 8. But I think this one, it's still a very good quality, and it's a good brewery as well for what they produce, cask and stuff. So I'm giving this both a 7 out of 10 for style and enjoyment. I'm quite enjoying it. It's quite sweet, but it's got there is that kind of English element of the malt kind of thing going on there. A little bit of toffee caramel, and then obviously you've got a nice kind of citrusy burst, as it says, and it's true. It's there. But it's coming out through the kind of malt, if you like, that kind of general sweetness. Yeah, very enjoyable beer. Yeah, I'm digging it. I think it's all right. I've got another 2 bottles, so that's cool.
Very, very, very nice. Yeah, we of course can talk about the World War II history thing. But yeah, I've read it. I forget what channel it is. There's one of the channels out there, YouTube channels, that's got a great story about the SS Montgomery. So
I just pulled up a article and I'm going to read it later.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's move over to vegetables. Greg.
And moisturizer.
Right. Anyway, what's your style? How's the cuvee turning out?
Honestly, not that well. It's kind of like you mix them together, you kind of lose a lot of the subtle flavors of both beers, and you get a lot of dankness. I don't really know what dankness is, but I'm pretending I do, and therefore I'm using the word.
You know it when you got it.
Yeah, I'm not overly
kind of
impressed.
like old basement or garbage.
These are both 9 out of 10 beers for me, and mixing them together, I'd say, style is, what's the style? It's kind of silly to even rate it on style, but overall enjoyment is, the wife is pissed off at the dog. I give it a 7. It's nothing terrible, but it's vastly inferior to each beer separate. So not nothing too great, but hey, this is why GLB didn't do it themselves. And actually, GLB used to do cuvées for a while. They stopped, but when they first started doing growlers, they used to mix their various beers, and they called it swamp juice. And and everyone they did, they used to mix them, and then they would they went up to swamp juice 15 or something. They keep having these different recipes.
Wow,
for them.
really?
And some of them were not great, but some of them
it's
were
mixing
really,
root beer
really
and orange pop at the McDonald's or something.
Yeah, but this was with tasty beer. But no, they actually did it with some of them. They actually were thought out, and they actually tasted really good. But they don't.
Big Rock used to do tastings like that, but they call them Frankenbrews.
Baked in booze.
Yeah. Again, this is perfectly passable. I could probably even knock it. Another sip, I could probably even go 7.5 on it. But again, vastly superior to the individual beers. Inferior to the individual beers, regardless.
So you are not petitioning for the new brew called Canuck Wants to Fight.
Well played. Well played.
Why not Octopus Wants to Fight a Canuck?
Or no, I was going to say Octopus Nuck.
No, I'm going with whoever said Canuck.
Or just Canuctopus.
It was literally actually 2 seconds ago, and you forgot.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, Nick.
I was trying to remember if it was Dan or Ashley. It was one of them.
It was me.
Because they look and sound the exact same?
No, they definitely don't look the same.
And they don't sound even remotely the same either.
Give me a break. I'm already on my second Cordelia here.
I think so.
You're a good man, Nick. Now let's all ignore you when you have to say something.
You do it anyway, Greg. You just tune you out. All right. So, Ashley, how'd your beer turn out? And what's your final thoughts on it? And you're already drinking whiskey now, aren't you?
What?
Me?
It looks like a Glencairn glass.
Nick is on the ball tonight. I love it.
Spiegeloo. Yeah, this
That's called a Spiegeloo? What?
Oh, with the butt plug handle on it?
Yeah, that's a Spiegeloo.
Actually, I don't know. I think I was on a chat with Rod J a couple nights ago, and there's an Etsy store called Pretentious Beer Glasses.
Yeah.
And they make some of the most amazing glasses you've ever seen in your life, but the price they charge for these things is like $50 a glass. Outrageous.
It's pretentious.
Like, actually, you should check it out and let me know what you think of the glasses.
I remember the beer glass, the link that Rod had up. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Anyway, let's let Ashley actually talk about the beer he's got.
So the interesting thing about black IPAs that when I think of a black IPA, I imagine it just as like a West Coast straight C hop IPA, and then just a bunch of dark malts to it. So it's just a nice piney, citrusy forward aroma, nice slight notes of chocolate with a nice astringent malt bitterness to it, and I get most of that in this beer. This comes in at 6.6%. So sort of like Octopus Wants to Fight. So very similar body to that. Not too heavy. Drinks very well. On the nose, just like I would expect. There's those nice strong citrus and grapefruit aromas with a touch of the pine. I find hold on. I remember there's one gripe I had about this beer when I first had it, and I think they could have gone a little bit more aggressive with the bittering on it. I think it's a little bit too the maltness is a little bit too rounded on it. I think it lacks a little bit of that super aggressive bitterness that I would like out of a West Coast IPA. Not to say that this is supposed to be one, but that's sort of where I'm going with the style. But I mean, overall, this is a real enjoyable beer. I'm getting 90% of what I'm hoping for out of this beer. I'm gonna say for personal enjoyment, I'm gonna give this a nice solid. I don't know. I'll give it an 8.5. Nice. Nicely enjoyed. I would happily grab more of this if I were to ever go up there again. I'm not too sure I'm going to do another $100 order from Sada City, but and then I think for the style, because there's really not a whole lot of these out there. I'd say probably from what I've had from what I've had personally to compare it to, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I think they did a really good job on this.
Yeah.
They did a great job. It's one of the few black IPAs that can compare to Apocalypse Later.
Soda City, almost. That's another one that I had that was really, really good black IPA. I kept that can because I think I gave that a 10. That was a really, really good black IPA.
Yeah, because most black IPAs aren't that good, sadly, but a few of them seem to be right.
Yeah.
All right then. So now that Ashley's done, let's go over to me. Everybody wants to hear from me.
Good night, everybody. Greg. We're done. We ran out of time.
Everybody wants to hear from me, especially Greg. All right.
Nice, Greg.
Let's just ask the simple question that everybody here wants to hear. What did I think about Hammond River? Well, it's no blueberry. It's fine. It's a great, easy drinking IPA. It is juicy, like it says. You get the passion fruit. You get the grapefruit. You get tangerine out of this beer. It's also despite being very hop forward and it's a little bit resiny in the finish. It also has a big malt backbone to it as well. So it is well balanced in that department. You get also nice big biscuity, almost molasses coming up in the back. It is overpowered by the hops, but you do also get the malt flavors there. It's kind of like this almost marmalade-y kind of taste, marmalade or fruitcake in the background as well. and with a, like I said, a resiny finish, but it goes down nice, smooth, easy, and very palatable. In fact, I'm already on my second can of this, so that I had some to give some tasting notes at the end here. The mere fact that I can just send an email to my buddy Shane and have this delivered to my front door is amazing, and that's going to keep me alive in this crisis. Because if I'm going to need some hops, all I have to do is send an email, and somebody just drops them at my front door, literally.
I'm wondering if if these breweries are going to keep this going, like once this all ends, because I feel like they need to have a couple extra people on hand to do it. But it seems like it could be mildly lucrative.
Great. I imagine that it'd be lucrative. They'd have to raise the minimum amount that people would have to buy, because right now he's got to if you spend $30 or more, the shipping's free. But they're doing it to survive, because they had enough foot traffic that they sold enough beer at the store, or they also sell these beers through the NB liquor stores too. But it's just a matter of right now they're struggling to survive. They got all this product and their stores are closed. They can't sell it. They need to find a way to get it to the customers. And companies from what I've seen on Facebook, companies like Trailway aren't struggling, but companies like Hammond River are. But Hammond River has been it's such great service too. I've made 2 orders twice, and it's just as easy as sending the email in the morning and get my beer later in the same day, and just all it takes is an e-transfer. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. As far as this beer goes, if this is the easiest thing I can get, as far as hoppy, I am gonna survive. I mean, of course, maybe I like my Trailways a bit better, but at the same time, I like this too. So yeah, I would give that an 8 for the style and a 7.75 for the overall.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's 7%?
Yeah, it's a 7% ABV.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, so we're back to the main panel.
Still no comments. Just say no.
Yeah, I know. There's nobody actually watching today. There's 3 viewers. Probably one of them's Ewart, and I see he's trolling in the chat here.
That's Jamie.
Jamie airbrushed his forehead.
It's okay. I'm worried trolling someone else. Anyways,
that's funny.
So yeah, I mean, we all weren't. Well, we kind of were expecting this whole quarantine thing, but we weren't expecting how bad it was going to be.
And
with
it's
everybody.
Get worse.
Oh,
it's still not that bad here compared to below
We're
us,
still heading up
yeah.
the curve. Like New Brunswick alone just announced 11 more cases today. We're into the 80s, I think now.
We're in the 80s. Good.
Yeah, we're in the
Fuck.
80s. Yeah, I know. It's like a tenth of the size of Ontario.
I was gonna say, compare it, in terms of the fraction and everything like that. 80 for them is probably on par with what we have here, kind of thing.
Oh, just wait till they spike past Quebec.
Quebec is God.
Well,
no laugh.
You will fucking socially isolate.
The virus has already jumped to community spread now, so it's just a matter of just don't go outside right now.
No, and I agree. I mean, how many of you guys will be going and buying and supporting a lot of local beers now that we all have to stay inside? I mean, that's for me. I bought a lot of BC beers, but my next paycheck is going to be a lot of local beers from from New Level to Outcast to whatever else.
Alley Cat or something.
Oh fuck no! I mean, I like Alley Cat, and they're doing
Minhas.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt you so bad. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I was thinking I got Ham River and another brewery around here is supposed to be doing deliveries to my area soon. Loyalist City, which I'd like to, because I really like his IPAs. So,
I mean, in Alberta here, we got most of the breweries actually doing curbside deliveries. I'm setting up one with New Level right now because they actually have a new shirt out, and I can't wait to fucking wear that. It's an awesome shirt. But I mean, I'm glad.
What's the curbside? You pop your trunk, they put it in your trunk, and you close the trunk, and then they drive off. Kind of thing.
They drop you off.
I'm pretty sure it's an illegal drug deal, Nick.
Yeah, well, now it's
Shut
a
up,
legal
Greg.
beer.
Illegal beer trade.
Wow, I'm learning how to speak today. But I mean,
Yeah.
like you have, yeah, okay, so it's not just today. Anyways, you have all these breweries that are doing these deliveries from home over a certain amount for free, or they actually will do for free, and it's kind of nice to see that these guys are doing it, and I'm glad that a lot of people are supporting local. The hard part about this is you have Ontario, Quebec, Alberta now, and BC that have 130 plus breweries. There's going to be some people that are going to feel the pinch of all this.
They already are.
Oh yeah, they already are. But I mean, like,
Some places are going to end up closing down, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Inevitably.
I can see that. But I mean, like, we all have our favorites. Sawdust City, New Level, Outcast, Hammond River, whatever else. I like. They
New
will
Ontario.
survive. Yeah, new. Well, all right, we'll go with New Ontario.
Oh,
I've
fuck New
only
Ontario.
had one of them, so. And that review's coming out soon, and I trashed the fuck out of that one. Anyways, but I mean, you have all these breweries, and I really hope that a lot of them survive. I really hope that the government does support them one way or another. It's just, God, I'm really fearful for these guys.
I mean, the money is supposed to be coming through that to actually prop them up and help survive. It's just a matter of getting to the point that they get
just
the money.
remember though, the government printing money isn't necessarily a good thing either. So,
Craig, how are you guys doing it where you are, man?
Breweries at the moment. See, I haven't heard any bad stories so far. A lot of people are doing home deliveries wherever they are. They're still
Personally, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean,
yep,
it's getting tough here. It's getting. We got a lot of cases locally, and
yeah,
there was 563 deaths in the UK today.
Ooh,
So,
what?
Jesus.
563?
Jesus.
in the last 24 hours.
That puts things into perspective.
We're at 2,352 deaths since it started. So
Jesus
it's
Christ! I think
we've had
we're only a
500
little
plus
bit above you in terms of cases. I think Ontario's at 2,400 cases or something.
Yeah, I mean,
the United Kingdom's up.
I think we're about the third or fourth
Well,
in the world.
you guys have about 30,000 cases that are reported. I'm on the John Hopkins website, and it's funny.
These are made.
They actually took the U.S. off it. They're not even reporting U.S. anymore.
really?
Yeah, take a look at it. Coronavirus.ghu.edu. They're not even reporting U.S. cases anymore. It's just so fucking bonkers.
Well, today they announced they're projecting that like 250,000 people may die in the U.S. before this is over.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, that's great work, Trump.
And that's best case scenario.
Well, he's bragging about the job he's doing and the ratings he's getting right now. My ratings are like the season finale of The Bachelor.
Like, you see that thing where he brought the CEO of My Pillow on just to say, like,
read your Bible. Read your Bible.
Read your Bible. God gave us grace on November 6th, 2016 or some garbage.
That makes me sad because I like my new pillow. I like my new pillow. I've got one. I like it. And it's like, no. Science versus religion. You shouldn't be doing this shit.
Separation
Come together.
State. Anyway, nobody's said anything about the next week's beer, so I guess we're not doing the next week. Shit. Guess we are doing one. All right, so I'm going to full screen myself. So we are going to take a look at something. The importance of a freshness seal on a beer. We're going to take a look at Steam Whistles Pale Ale.
Premium
Pale Ale, which actually showed up here in New Brunswick. So, got to understand in this time of crisis where you want to make sure you don't get infected with whatever, it has to have a freshness seal on it if you're going to buy it outright.
Their foresight is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really did all laugh at this shit when they put that stuff on there, and now we're like, that's a really good idea. This is actually glad
They were
this is
ahead of the
over packaging. We were like 6 months ago. This is over packaging. We were still making fun of the fucking things up until
Hey,
like
the beer burglar did
3 weeks ago.
report.
So we can actually say they were ahead of the curve.
They were literally ahead of the curve. Fucking
I'm
ridiculous.
sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That was just out there. That
Right.
threw that.
So
yeah.
we're gonna try and do a real beer next week because I got that, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
If everybody can, manage to get one.
I will get one.
All right.
I don't know if I can.
On my one.
Right. Do you think you could venture out like the 6 meters outside your front door to get to the LCBO?
Nick, there's Corona outside. What the fuck?
Well, just take a lime with you and squirt everybody.
There's some guy that might stab you in the face outside, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez, dude.
I'm in Etobicoke, Nick, not Scarborough.
Yeah,
really? What were those pictures you shared the other day where somebody's like got stabbed in the face and blood on your you can see through your balcony?
No, we don't actually know what happened. It could have just been some dude got hit by a car or he fell off his bike or something. He just was walking on the sidewalk, and like my wife didn't see, but apparently he was like walking because you can see the blood trail. He was walking from in front of our building all the way to the gas station, and he just ended up with a bloody face. And we have no clue what it was because the CTV news actually came and was videotaped.
Head wounds do bleed fucking profusely, so he could have just fallen.
I mean, he could have just fallen and hurt himself. Like we don't know. Like you have no clue what happened. But
I mean, 5 houses away from me, there was a carjacking. So I don't know. I think I'm feeling like I'm living in the same kind of neighborhood.
Somebody getting jacked in his car.
Different kind of jack. Different kind of jack.
So I was confused.
Yeah. Sorry. I guess I should really reiterate what it is with you online. Mm-hmm. Anyways, but yeah, no, it's getting crazy out there.
Yeah, it's getting a little on the nutball side, that's for sure. Don't forget to read your Bibles. This is saying.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Bibles. It's gonna make a difference.
See, they arrested the. I think he's in Florida. The pastor that was like
perfect.
Oh, still holding masses and encouraging his people, and he said that he had these machines installed that would like if you come in with it, you're gonna leave without it, and all this crazy shit. And they arrested him.
Good. They should arrest his ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because really they're just crooks in disguise. They're just trying to take people's money.
You know, it's one thing when you're trying to take people's money. It's another thing when you dupe them into fucking killing themselves, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyway, let's talk about that shit on the after chat before I get my channel taken down. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm gonna make me expose myself. Thanks for watching, folks. Want to thank everybody for watching this drivel.
Thanks. Keep safe.
Yep. Definitely keep safe. Don't go outside too much. Only when you have to buy a beer.
Don't be stupid.
Breweries will do. Some breweries, especially craft breweries, are trying to survive right now. So order some shit in, and we'll talk to you guys in the after chat in just a second. So, penis.
There it is.
Netflix and chill.